What's up, Moxie? How's it going, guys? HomeWOD day number 66 going down today. We have 2 pieces on the books. We have a 1 mile run time trial, the last workout for MoxieMile at home. It's the floater. And in addition to that, once we're done, we have some deadlift work programmed for the day as well. Let's go and dive in and talk about the mile run first. The mile run, like the 2,000 meter row, is really a test of sustained intensity, right? We're not going to be holding what is going to be a max effort pace for us in a 400 meter. But that being said, we're going to find a pace that is most likely going to be uncomfortable for us under any circumstance. And then we're going to hang on to that for a really long time. And that approach to this workout is really how we need to strategize whenever we go out and actually hit it. Strategy is going to play a significant role in our ability to accomplish the workout today. So number one, the thing that we need to be thinking about on the first 400 meters of this run, so the first quarter mile, is just finding our pace, okay? It can be really easy to think I'm feeling great on this first 400 and just kind of go out and run hard. The issue with that is if I don't have an idea of where I want to end up, I can go out too hard on that first 400, dig myself into a hole that I'm just not going to be able to get back out of during the rest of this effort, okay? So we want to find our goal pace by the end of that first quarter mile so that moving forward, we know what we're going to be hanging on to. The second 400, once we found that pace, we just want to hang on to it through that duration of that second 400 meters, right? If you imagine yourself on the track, we're just going to hold that pace as we make that loop, okay? Hopefully the intensity isn't too uncomfortable at this point. We should feel like we can continue to sustain intensity as the workout progresses. Now, once we hit that third 400, this is really where things start getting much more challenging. I'm gonna have to see some pretty significant increases in intensity over the course of that 400 meter effort. And those are probably going to accumulate as I get to the end of that 400 meters. And then finally, once I get to that final 400 meter sprint, I just need to be able to send it, right? And it is important that I still have something in the tank. If I'm utterly spent at that 3/4 of a mile, then most likely I'm gonna have a really hard time finishing this out. And we need to be thinking about this, that the first 400 is not necessarily indicative of what I'm gonna be able to do half a mile later after holding a really challenging speed. So really try to address, particularly that first 400 in the context of everything that's coming forward so that I can have a hard push at the finish, okay? Even if that push isn't any faster than my goal pace, right? I'm still gonna have to have some intensity still to bring to the table, okay? Beyond that, guys, make sure you warm up well. Since we're gonna be holding on to an intensity here that most likely we don't normally experience, we do need to make sure that we've taken time to really prep our bodies, make sure that we've been exposed to some intensity and some speed before we start this out. It's gonna allow us to be a little bit more comfortable in the first half of this workout, and that's really critical when it comes to being able to sustain that pace through the second 800. Okay, so get after it. I'm excited to see how this mile goes. Now, the other piece that we have today is just some deadlift work to finish out our first kind of set of training days for this week. It's a little bit of a different format than normal. It's gonna be 4 sets. We're gonna go 9 Romanian deadlifts right into 9 conventional deadlifts. Now for this, we do have to do a double overhand grip. So we're not gonna be doing a flip grip. We're also not gonna be doing a hook grip, all right? So grip is going to be a significant limiting factor on my ability to perform these deadlifts today, all right? Now on these Romanian deadlifts, the set of 9 that we open with, we should have something of a tempo going from the top down to wherever it is that I run out of hamstring range of motion, and then I'm going to explode back up. So we should be under tension for the Romanian deadlifts for at least 30 seconds, okay? That's just gonna be because of that control on the descent. Now on the Romanian deadlift, we are really trying to attack and load the hamstrings and the glutes, all right? If we do start to feel that I'm getting maybe a lot of shear forces kind of in my low back, most likely I'm letting that bar drift out away from me. So make sure that on that Romanian deadlift, that bar is always staying in contact with my legs. Now the second movement, the conventional deadlift, is gonna be affected by these Romanian deadlifts that precede it. So let's make sure, again there, we're keeping that bar in contact, but we actually wanna think about trying to load the whole leg now instead of just the hamstrings and glutes. So whenever we go down and kind of get close to the ground, let's make sure that we're actually bending the knees a little bit more. Try to keep that chest a little bit more upright. Not as upright as we would say for something like a power clean, but we do want to load the quads a little bit more than we would, certainly for a Romanian deadlift, maybe than we're used to when doing conventional deadlifts. And then from there, we want to think about pushing down into the floor as we stand, because that's going to help me recruit all the musculature of my leg to move this weight up. Okay, we have 4 sets, nothing too crazy here. Because of that overhand grip, we are going to be pretty limited by the weight that we're going to be able to deadlift today. Okay, so anyway, guys, put your focus on that mile, take lots of time to warm up, get after it. And then once you get done, hit some deadlifts if you're feeling good, log your results on HomeWOD, and get ready for a more relaxed day of training tomorrow.